a great sense of... Here,
Hello, love.
I'm going to give you the music box.
If I can
okay?
take a few things, I will. I'm sorry to see you go.
A memory to remember that old
Nothing
gentleman.
left for me now. I would give anything.
Oh yeah, I think he's lost his wife.
Just to see her one more time.
Okay, well, is there anything I can do to help you?
Unless you can find a way for me to trade places with my wife? No.
Okay.
That is selfish, I know. But I would give anything to trade places.
All right. I'd like to hear more about your wife if you're ready.
I am grateful for these opportunities to remember her. But to be honest, words can never do her justice. Her family did not like me. They said I was a dead end, not fit to be a husband or a father. They had a husband already picked out for Mira. But she would not hear it. She was just so supportive. She did not care what anyone, much less her family, thought of me. She just loved me and I loved her. That was the end of it. I knew I loved her since we were children, really. She was my neighbor, and I would do anything to get her attention. But I honestly did not think I would ever actually be so lucky to marry her. I just cannot believe she's gone.
I'm sorry for your loss. Well, as hard as it may be, I think she wants to move on.
Perhaps. But she was the most important person in the world to me. I feel like it would be a disservice to move on. And if it means being sad for the rest of my life, to have a black hole eating away at me, so be it. That is how I remember her. Because she was that important.
I don't think she would want you to, destroy your life, in mourning. You mourn and then, all right. So, we need to go find that facility. Where's she at? Oh, no, Vasily is a gentleman at the House of Healing.
My job, and everyone I worked with. I cannot believe they are gone.
Right.
I just cannot believe this happened.
Okay. Alright.
See you around.
See you later, Zamirka.
Remember this. We are always watching.
Are you talking to her, or are you talking to me?
It has been quite a challenge to keep all of the records in order.
Okay. I'm sure.
Our sins must have been considerable for the Great Serpent to subject us to this.
It wasn't the Great Serpent. It was that...
I feel so overwhelmed, but I can't afford to be. Now is not the time.
Big smile.
Our
beautiful.
supplies dwindle by the second. Great serpent, save us.
Right.
So, how did it go with Regan?
Well, I'm worried about him. His granddaughter is missing.
Sadly, that's the way of things at the moment. These days, it's hard to account for who's missing and who's gone. But the difference hardly matters. Loss is loss, no matter the form. In any case, thank you for doing this for me. I'm sure your visit helped him, if only for a moment. If you don't mind, can you come back in a day or two? I will have more work for you then.
Oh. Alright, if you have more work, I'll come back.
I most certainly will. Tazra's problems are many, but its character continues to shine through in people like yourself. Regardless, even if our paths do not cross again, Jinan bless you for your assistance.
Nice. Okay. Right. Now, where is the... She's usually there. Let me speak to... Healer. Ah, there she is.
What is it?
I need to buy some... I need to buy some supplies. Hanson?
Is it urgent or can it wait?
No. it
Try not
cannot
to
wait.
get too greedy.
I'm paying you. I mean, I need this stuff, kid. I need it. I mean, obviously, you guys got some sort of Alright. Thank you. Did you ever wish to be something else?
I am unsure. I think about
seemed
that
like
at
that.
times. Did I become a healer just to appease my father? Should I have pushed back and traveled another path in life? Well, I must stop ruminating. This type of talk is inappropriate around patients.
True.
If we are done, please move along.
She sounds like a doctor. Annoying. So pushy.
Will I ever see my family again?
I don't know, sir. I really don't. I certainly haven't contributed to anything by blasting, no, shooting those people that I don't think are dead in that vortex form. There's a possibility that if they're not killed, you know, after they're delivered from that form, that eventually they would snap out of it, but
Get a hold of yourself, Samira. You'll be fine.
seems like a nice street to sit down. But hey,
It is difficult to imagine Dazra recovering from this.
so what area of this city is this?
This used to be the neighborhood where most of us common folk lived.
Okay.
Not much of a neighborhood any longer, seeing as there are only a few houses left. That being said, almost all of the noble housing that was closer to the scaled citadel is gone as well.
I see.
The vortex has spared no one.
All right. Good talking with you again, Zamira.
See you around.
All right. Right. Okay, so been this way. Went in there. House of Healing. Rita's house. Space support. Now, Alright, let's go do this. She's at House Kadif. So I investigated that matter further. And,
I'm trying to keep strong, but I fear I may be losing my mind.
right. Well, this does seem overwhelming. Where's House Kadif at? Okay. It was fortunate.
May the Great Serpent guide you, and the rest of us.
Right. You guys
How did we end up here?
You're scientists performing that experiment that was ill-advised. Sorry to keep you waiting, miss.
We'll need to rely on others at times, but I'd like to keep this investigation mostly between us.
Of course. No.
You're back. Have you uncovered any new information?
Not newer than what I have. Okay. I'm sorry, your friend instead, he was murdered by zealots.
I was
Shoot.
afraid of that.
Yeah.
If only I had preached more caution. But after the accident, things were dire. Our resources were blocked. We needed those supplies, and...
Well, you can't blame yourself. The zealots are ultimately the cause of this.
Indeed. But there's more going on here than meets the eye.
Oh, I know that.
If the zealots are responsible, they must be punished.
Oh, I'll do that.
But one question remains. How would they gain access to the shipments in the first place?
The answer is both obvious and impossible to believe. Who would betray House Varun when so many are suffering?
House Malene.
That is a part I am having trouble with myself. But perhaps our loyalty to House Varun blinds us. This slate you found. It mentions a contact. Someone on the inside. This person would have to be well versed in our operational pipeline. They would have to know where to route the shipments and how to clean the books. It seems unfathomable. But perhaps Hukaru was right. A member of the noble houses has betrayed us.
Oh, yes, they have. Okay, now. Well, whoever it is, the zealots plan to meet them at Xander's Rest. We need to find out where that is.
Yes, but without coordinates, Jandar's Rest could be anywhere on Varun Kai.
Well, I can scour
We're
it.
going to need to enlist some help. I'd like you to speak with Tevina Bethal at the Keep.
The Keep?
If that slate has coordinates, she may have the means to decrypt it.
Alright, that's great. So, tell me more about this Tevina Bethal.
Do not let her cheery demeanor fool you. She has a reputation around these parts for being a ruthless hunter of heretics. If she doesn't know the location of the hideout, at the very least, she'll have a lead.
Who do you think steals
My
them?
mind goes immediately to motive. Who would want to aid the zealots? I want
House
to be
Malene.
careful, but I will say this. There are members of the noble houses who have floated the idea of reconciliation in the past. But to make a suggestion is one thing. Without approval from the speaker, the act is treason.
Who knows Mujin? I don't believe that. Who knows Mujin? Can you trust this House Vital?
They are fiercely loyal to House Varun and are in charge of rooting out zealotry in our ranks.
Okay.
Only one thing troubles me, though. If a shipment were put on hold and confiscated, it would likely go to them first.
Well, I'm talking to a member of House. Who the hell's Mujin? Hold on a sec. I have to think about this. No. I already know who's involved. Alright, well, but let me ask her this.
Well, if the implication is my cousin is the conspirator, his death disproves that theory.
Right.
But I'm not averse to keeping that information between us.
Okay, fine. I'll talk to Tevina.
Excellent. As for me, I must mourn my cousin's passing.
Right.
I understand there's a shrine upstairs, although it seems to be occupied at the moment.
What's that mean?
When you return, meet me at the Halls of Obedience, where we first met. By Jinon's grace, we'll find out who the supply thief is and bring them to justice.
Right. Why the Hall of Obedience and not your office?
You may have noticed, but I've been on the move a lot lately.
No, I
I
haven't.
don't mean to alarm you, but I think I'm being followed.
Okay.
I'll feel more
You are
comfortable
being
if we meet in a
followed.
public place. Mujin suggested a security detail, and I think I may take him up on his offer. If nothing else, but for peace of mind.
I wouldn't trust him. So you talking about that guy? Oh crap! This is a bad place to. You know, this is really bad. They probably have cameras in here and listening devices. This is not the best ideas. Okay, what kind of justice will this thief face?
When you betray House Varun, there is only one kind.
Beheading, right? Right. Alright, I'll see what I can uncover there.
Serpent guide you, and be safe.
You be safe. You're trusting way... You are trusting way too much in House Kadik. Let's go on, Andrea. We need to watch out for her. I think she's making a mistake. That Mujin is up to something. Yeah, I don't trust that guy. It's like you said, wasn't it very convenient how House Kadik came out of this unscathed? Oh, falling footsteps. Alright. We'll stop in and... Alright, so we can stop along the way. Pick up this mission. That's very catastrophic. I think that is continuing to have an effect on the populace. Alright. How's healing? Right. Right. we'll stop by and talk to him, Andreja, and then we will get back on mission. We need to.
Great Serpent guide you.
Thank you. All right, I like her.
I have not seen my sister in days. Great Serpent, I pray nothing has happened to her.
You must send someone out there. This apparition must be dealt with.
It is my top priority, I assure you. But it is dangerous the further you step away from the city. We will need someone qualified to assist.
But what about yourself? Are you not trained in the Herald's arts?
Well, technically, I'm still an apprentice. But what you speak of is akin to an exorcism.
At least being this busy
and we
keeps
know
my
little
mind
about how these
occupied.
phantoms exist in our world. Even a fully trained herald may not be equipped to deal with this phenomenon.
By Genon's word! Has the Great Serpent left us with nothing to defend ourselves? This is an ill omen indeed.
You must keep the faith, and in doing so the reward will come. You see? All is not lost. My friend here may be just the person we need. Oh, your timing could not be better. We have a situation.
It's an urgent matter. There's a spirit haunting the old orphanage.
A spirit?
A vortex
one
phantom,
of
to
those
be
things.
clear.
Okay.
But be that as it may, we now have a headwind for your case. From what I've heard, my friend here is quite famous for dealing with exactly your type of problem.
We both
Is that so? You've handled these phantoms before?
Oh, yes, we have. Andreja?
Yes, but something about this feels strange. The phantoms we encountered were dangerous, hostile.
I don't know. It didn't even look at me. It stood by itself near the window, but I only caught a glimpse of it from afar.
That is not the behavior I'd expect.
Yeah, that's true.
Given what we know about these things.
Alright, well, alright, what can you tell me about this phantom?
They are haunting the old orphanage. Until recently, it was a refuge for lost children, but had closed down due to a lack of volunteers. In the past few weeks, there have been rumors of people squatting there and using the building as housing. Given its history, it doesn't surprise me that a wayward soul would go back there if they sought to be found.
That's true,
A
baby.
wayward soul? Surely we should not give such merciful terms to this thing.
Yeah, but maybe
It
it's
haunts
not
the
hostile.
orphanage and is a clear danger to anyone who may have been inside.
So where were you when the cataclysm happened?
I was at the Halls of Healing, praying for my family. The odd thing is,
Family?
I did not know what I was praying for. Only that I had a fear in my gut, a sharp pain of the abdomen. Moments later, I heard the din of the crowd and rushed out, searching for my husband. My prayers were answered when I found him safe. But the same cannot be said for the orphanage. We must rid the house of this phantom.
Right. So how close did you get to the phantom? Any details?
I'm afraid I did not get close at all. The ground surrounding the orphanage is collapsing. There may be other dangers and perhaps even phantoms nearby. But my concern is for anyone who may have been living in the building.
Alright. You spoke of an ill omen?
Yes, the old orphanage is ill-fated. That much is certain.
Right.
Even before the city was lost, I once asked the heralds to read the star scales and bless the children there. Instead, they spoke of malicious portents. Now I
Portents?
wonder if the land itself is cursed.
Malicious portents. Okay, what can you tell me about
It
this
was
problem?
once an orphanage for young children who lost their parents.
Right. Lost
The
their parents to
children
what?
were raised there and eventually guided into service by the Ministry of State. It was run by a handful of donors and local volunteers like the Ueda girl. But it closed down months ago.
Alright.
Great Serpent, protect us from evil.
Right. Okay. Right, we can't get on that right now. I've got some more urgent matters, namely trying to get to the...
All must serve.
So I've heard. Alright, so we will get back to the orphanage. We're not going to do that now. We need to go talk to Tevina. So she is at the keep. Let's see here. I prefer using the map. Okay, so that's on the other side. I can never tell which direction I'm facing. Never did find that young girl. Hope she's still not hiding. What's that? No, we have not found our young hider. It's a nice home. Have you seen a little
You
girl?
displeased the Great Serpent, so do not agitate him any further.
I don't believe that. Your scientist made a grievous error. Okay, so that's just the party line. Barracks. Soldiers there. She's been hiding a long time. Barracks. Soldiers, alright. Okay, the keep. Okay, so
You do not have approval to trade with me. Apologies, but you're not clear to purchase from me yet.
I'm looking for Tevina. Fine. Okay, so.
I was told you were looking for me?
I hate to be the one to tell you, but they are discontinuing the investigation into your current subject.
But my work has been nothing but solid from the very beginning. This is Hazmak's handiwork, is it not?
Watch yourself. No one shares your view more than I, but I would not dare to say more.
Chosen. To not fully dedicate is to risk the path of the apostate.
Oh.
Our minds and bodies must be fully devoted to his will.
Okay.
Something is amiss, but I dare not speculate. I pray the Serpent still favors us to have allowed us to live.
Right.
Remain ever vigilant. Heresy must be exposed.
Okay. So, that is...
I have returned. Still busy, I see.
Always. Especially since the incident.
I often wonder if we force a bereaved to work in his service, if it would help.
If the bereaved could focus on their devotion to the Great Serpent, Dasra would be well on its way to a restoration. Instead, they mourn for our lost brethren, who have already been elevated to the Great Serpent's side. They should be celebrated. It makes no sense.
I think these people have lost it, Andreja. Alright.
Be mindful of our elder. The incident weighs heavily on his mind.
Okay.
All must serve.
Right. Right. So, I'm not here to talk to their leader. I'm here to talk to this Tevina, who's apparently in here. May I? Thank you very much. Jace Malkavian.
Ah, Major. I was wondering when you'd grace my office with your presence.
So I made a name for myself,
Oh, yes. You've communed with phantoms, survived the ritual, and probably slew 2 or 3 horrors on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not against the occasional embellishment on your behalf, believe me.
Saving the best for last, obviously.
Oh, you're a flatterer. Well, that will get you everywhere with me.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think you and I are going to be fast friends.
I agree.
But I realize that's not why you're here, Shall we get down to business?
Fantastic. Yes, let's.
Excellent. I take it this is about the missing supplies. I may have some intel on my computer that could help you with your case.
Okay, what sort of information do you have on your terminal?
Ship departure records that match the date supplies went missing, as well as employment records for individuals working the spaceport. If the supplies left Dasra, cross-referencing their confiscation dates with the spaceport logs will put a big flashing arrow pointed at the suspect. But we can discuss that in detail after you've read the records.
Nice. Alright, every little piece of evidence will help us solve this case.
Then feel free to use my computer. We'll solve this thing together.
Okay. Let's take a look at our little old computer. See what she has here. Nice. Okay. Okay, let's see if she's doctored any of this. The following list includes agents formerly working in the settled systems, along with a recommendation for reassignment. Recommendation, Ministry of State. Desmond Taylor, Ministry of State. Wow, this is very sensitive information. Chemist. Senior recommendation, House Varun. Sachira Latpo. So physicist recommendation, House Varun. And Spaceport. Warehouse, Oak Gym Sharon. Ministry of Conjunction. And Carmina Anduar. That's Andrea. Background smuggling. Okay, ship departure records. Following list matches after hours departure records with shipments marked for hold. Okay. Oh, that's odd. The dirge. Okay. Well, hold on a second. We were on board the dirge, Andrea. So, right, yeah, they took the resource supplies because I found them in that hollow body place. But the Cortege was also involved. That's House Kadik. Medical supplies. Cortez. You're so busted. Arrivals. Well, I know it just landed 5:11. So it just landed. Cleared for takeoff. Oh, maintenance clock. Check type A, routine inspection. Okay. So the Cortez watchers him. Well, I'm sure I'm just going to see. So this ship, the watchers him, took off on the 17th. Alright. Moderate inspection. Flight control. Flight control plans. Alright. Let's see about the frog's pulpit. This one came in last. It left and came back after 3 days. Deep inspection, examination of load-bearing components and functions, corrosion damage. Check the operation. AB checks. During long-term maintenance checks, as the bird has been through the ringer. Also, I love the name of the ship. Apparently, it's a type of flower. I'm imagining a frog on top of a water lily. A bunch of other frogs and lily pads listing intently. So this arrived the 11th. I'm not sure what to make of this part.
You might recognize the dates from Ukaru's list of missing supplies. I cross-referenced it with a list of ships leaving the spaceport after ours.
Well done. Alright, sit down. Should we really be having this conversation with an open door?
So, what do you think?
Where were you when the cataclysm happened?
Well, I was in Jinan Plaza and had a full view of the whole thing.
Okay.
It was spectacular. A wave of energy sweeping over the city, eating everything in its path. The destruction alone was impressive. But what I'll always remember is the noise. The vortex itself moved swiftly, darkly. But the sound of it was a slow hum. Deliberate. I can't explain it any other way. Like thunder rolling after the lightning. The power of the great serpent. Unleashed.
That's interesting. Okay, what can you tell me about the keep?
Well, the keep is where the army of Hasvaroon has been traditionally armed and trained.
Okay.
To fight and conquer will always be a part of our culture. Even in peacetime, the serpent is coiled and ready to strike.
Right. Why do you guys maintain an army? Who are you fighting? Okay. So where did you acquire the information?
House Vithal is involved in more than just employment. We also find and hunt down heretics. And of all the wardens here, I consider myself the best at it. Once I got the details of your case, it was simple to distill all the intel we had into a handful of files. Technology, am I right?
I agree. That was simple. Alright, I want to discuss the names.
There's some familiar ones on there. See anything that stands out?
Well, not in particular. Well, we know House Faroon commissioned new scientists.
For the morning device, I presume?
Right.
Seems unrelated to the investigation, though. But I trust your judgment. I'll do a more thorough investigation of their activities.
Right. Crap.
It's a doozy. Notice anything suspicious about any of the ships?
Well, I noticed the cortege.
Exactly. That ship's departure dates match the dates the supplies were lost.
Yeah.
I'm not saying our suspect owns that ship, but they certainly tick all the boxes.
Okay. I found a slate on a zealot.
There's only one way to find out.
Alright.
Here,
Go ahead and crack it.
a copy of the key for your records.
Oh, lovely.
Well, as you can see, the encryption they're using is mind-numbingly simple.
It's for you.
Take the slate number and multiply the even numbers by 2. Your slate's numbered 2032, which means the key is... You hit the bullseye.
Wow.
Let's see what you've won. Looks like an all-expenses-paid journey to John Dar's Rest. Lucky you.
Lovely.
Okay, scanning the coordinates, these point further north, hidden in Badlands. Clever, clever.
Well, we've been there already. I have one need, thank you.
Going in there alone, huh? I suppose any extra hands would just get in your way.
Yeah.
But that aside, let's get to the guts of the issue, After reading through the evidence, where do you think the supply thief is from?
I'd rather not speculate. I don't really know.
That's all right. Take a guess.
I don't like making guesses. Well, No. I don't like guesses. So I'm going to say someone from outside these three houses. I don't like this. I think it's House Malene.
That's highly unlikely, given how intimate the thief's knowledge is of our pipeline.
Why don't you tell me what you think?
It's not only suspicious, it's dirty too. No, I think it's someone on the inside.
Okay.
Well, whoever the thief is. I think it's all but guaranteed you'll find more clues at John Dar's Rest. Now, since you have what you need, I'm going to turn my attention to other matters. I've enjoyed our time together, but as they say, fish and guests are quick to stink.
Exactly.
Let's avoid that from happening to us.
Yes. She's a very clever woman. Come on. Come on, dear. Fish and guests. Yes, fish and guests. Let's close her door. Alright, let's go, darling. Fish and guests.